Today we're going to learn how to hold on to the golf club correctly. Firstly, before we grip the club, it's important that the club sits correctly in relation to our feet. Good idea to start with the feet together and have the club positioned opposite your feet so that that golf club is sitting in a neutral position. When you look down at this golf club, don't allow the club to sit to the left of the left foot or sit to the right of the right foot. When you look at that golf club, it should be sitting right in between your toes. Distance-wise from the feet, we'll learn more about this next week, but at the moment, a good way to gauge whether that club is in roughly the right spot distance-wise from your feet is just to let it drop down against your left thigh. Should come to rest about 3 or 4 inches above your knee. The angle of the club, again we'll learn more about that next week, but the club has to be angled correctly in relation to your feet. The bottom part of the club forms a straight line. That straight line, if you were to extend it, should go towards the middle of your feet. That gets the club angled correctly in relation to your feet. At the moment I want to see a bit of a hip bend, a bit of a knee bend, feel like the top half of the body is tilting over the golf club so that we can now bring the left hand onto the club. When the left hand comes onto the club, it does so directly from the side. Don't bring the hand on from underneath and don't bring the hand on from up above, directly from the side so that all 4 fingers wrap around the club. The thumb sits slightly down the right hand side of the grip. And very importantly, the thick fleshy pad here, the heel pad of the left hand, that sits right up on the very top front part of the club. It's natural for most new golfers to have that heel pad sitting too much underneath the club, probably got too much of your thumb pad sitting on top of the club. So we need our heel pad right up on top. Fingers all wrapped around the club again, thumb slightly down the right side of the grip. And a good little reference point is to see these 2 knuckles here of the left hand. Without peeking, don't peek around, from your neutral position that your club is in, you should be able to see those 2 knuckles. A good way to gauge whether you've got the left hand in the right spot is to do this. Just hold the club up in front of you so that the shaft's sitting horizontal to the ground. Then to simply take these last 3 fingers off the golf club, leaving the 4-finger on the club, then take the thumb off the club. You can then support that club in between the heel pad and the 4-finger. That ultimately is the key to the grip. If you've got that heel pad on top and you've got the fingers wrapped around, as you can see, stays locked in. I can bobble the club about and it stays locked in nicely. Therefore, while I'm swinging, while I'm swinging the club, it stays locked in throughout. However, if I do the wrong thing, too much of my thumb pad sitting on top, take the last 3 fingers off the club, take the thumb off the club, and I lose control of the grip. Likewise, while I'm swinging the club, I'll lose control of the grip. So that's the left hand. We've got that taken care of.